Hello and welcome. You're watching the weekend edition of Left, Right and Centre. I'm Osama Shah. The national capital. It is breathing a sigh of relief, or is hoping to do so, as the Delhi government is planning to launch a comprehensive campaign to tackle air pollution. Now, at the heart of this initiative is an ambitious plan to make the entire ring road dust-free. To achieve this, the MCD and the PWD, they have been issued special directives to run a dedicated campaign. From roadside revamps to real-time monitoring of public buses, from repairing central verges, planting trees and removing traffic congestion on 250 major roads to strict emissions checks. But will this plan deliver on its promises, or is it just another case of hollow promises? Tonight, we'll delve into the details of the plan, exploring its potential impact and the challenges it may face. So let's delve into the details of Delhi's bold plan to clear the air and transform the city's landscape. In fact, I'm currently joined by Shazia Ilmi, spokesperson of the BJP. I also have Anumita Roy Chaudhary, executive director of the CSE. And I also have Advocate Anmol Panwar, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. Shazia Ilmi, to you first. You know, as far as public skepticism and past promises are concerned, many critics, they might see this as another set of hollow promises. How does the BJP plan to build that public trust and demonstrate that there are tangible results on the ground, especially when previous initiatives have fallen short of expectations?
First of all, Osama, I would like to tell you and all your viewers that BJP is totally committed to this. This is for us, for the citizens of Delhi. This is not for politics. And there is no way we can leave the national capital in this state and to have people suffer as they have on account of absolute crisis that we've seen in terms of air pollution. So many steps have been taken, and I just want to state that again, that there will be a comprehensive plan in place. All the major agencies will be on the same page. And in terms of specifics, I can tell you that what is being worked on are extremely important measures to counter and tackle vehicular pollution. Entire ring road will be made dust-free, and as part of the plan, we are looking at working on the entire ring road and also looking at mechanized sweeping and water sprinkling to prevent dust buildup. So not water sprinkling because that has its own problems, but only at certain intervals. And to further tackle whether it's MCD and the public BWD, DDAs, all different agencies will be working in tandem. Other road owning agencies are also there, and they have been instructed to not just plant trees, but also create certain verges for green belts. And that is already being done. A plan is already underway.
Okay.
Traffic will have to play a huge role and to remove congestion, and because there are literally 250 roads of Delhi which have been identified and they're prone to regular jams. So a lot of work will be done by them also to monitor and ensure that there is no jam and build-up of the dust that happens on these roads. So all government departments, and this is not just the Delhi Police and Delhi Traffic Police, they will be also looking, and in fact they all are preparing reports even as we speak now, to investigate the causes and implement improved systems at important intersections to ensure a smoother vehicle movement.
All right.
PUC, you know how it's happened, and pollution under control checks will have to be done. And public transport, something that was totally lacking and missing, and we were short of so many buses, more than 4,000. That is something that we need to do. Because if you don't have a decent public transport system, there's nothing you can do to have a greener city and a cleaner city. And that is needed. So that is something we're looking at, a route rationalization plan. And very soon you'll see many more new fleet of buses to ensure that more and more people they see this last mile connectivity and things are done instead of money being wasted on pollution cess and what have you. And everybody's on the page. So a lot is being done already. A week in our work.
All right. I'm pretty sure Anumita Roy Chaudhary will have to say a lot about the technicalities of whatever that you have said right now. But to Advocate Anmol Panwar first. Mr. Panwar, do you believe in these promises? Do you think this is going to be successful?
Osama ji, BJP is only committed to mislead the people, break promises, and secure votes, and then deceive the people of Delhi, what they have done in the last 2 weeks. And in fact, in every state where BJP is in power, citizens have witnessed this pattern of deception, where grand promises are made before elections, but they are abandoned after they come to power. It was Prime Minister Narendra Modi who promised that in the first cabinet meeting, BJP government would approve a proposal to provide 2,500 to every woman of Delhi, the honorarium which they have promised. But that promise remains fulfilled. Secondly, they said that on March 8th, International Women's Day, 2,500 will be credited into the accounts of every woman of Delhi. But that also, that promise also has not been fulfilled. Another assurance of giving a free gas cylinder for every woman also failed to see light of the day. And now coming to this topic, pollution, this is not a genuine effort, Osama ji. It is pure deception. Because understanding the problem is the first step to addressing the solution. Okay. It is the central government who has refused to recognize that pollution is a pan-India problem. Even the Honorable Supreme Court has said that it is a pan-India problem and has directed the central government.
But Delhi government will have
list of... Shazia Almi will come to you. We'll come to you. Shazia Almi will come to you. Let Mr. Panwar complete.
The Honorable Supreme Court has directed the central government to provide the list of the most polluted cities, because even the World Health Organization and the other agencies have said that 13 of the most polluted cities out of the 20 in the world are in India. But instead of making a joint effort, had the BJP been truly committed to tackling pollution, they would have initiated a joint effort with all the states to find a concrete solution.
What is your basis for doubting this campaign, particularly when your own record is a little shaky? Because you love to call out the hollow promises of the so-called hollow promises of the BJP, but even your schemes, when you look at the odd and even scheme, the anti-pollution drives, it did not really stop Delhi's air from turning toxic every winter.
Osama ji, as far as Delhi government led by Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, in the last 10 years, we achieved record tree plantation. We increased the green cover from 20% to 23%. We provided 24/7 free electricity, which eliminated the dependence on generator sets. We closed the thermal power plants. 1,727 industries were turned from diesel and petrol, which were running on diesel and petrol, to PNG. We introduced the most progressive EV policy, which no other BJP-led government has done in the past.
All right.
And the tree transplantation policy, which we have introduced. It is the first in the country. So,
all right. Let me please get... Let me also get Anumita Roy Chaudhary into this conversation. Shazia Almi, we'll come to you. We'll come to you to get your response. Let me also get Anumita Roy Chaudhary into this conversation. Anumita Roy Chaudhary, you have criticized, the CSE has criticized all these ad hoc measures before, be it the smog towers, be it the odd even. You have called them as band-aids. Do you think this particular plan, which is a mix of roadside revamps, tree planting, bus monitoring, etc., do you think, is it going to be systemic enough to bend Delhi's pollution curve, or is it just another patchwork that is doomed to fade when winter comes?
You're absolutely right, Osama. And when the new government is defining the new agenda for the city, we are certainly looking for effective systemic solutions. And for that, let us keep a few messages in mind first. At this moment, the challenge in Delhi is that the city needs to reduce more than 60% of its particulate pollution to be able to meet the clean air benchmark. And at the same time, keep in mind that while for the past 8 years, the pollution levels were downward in the city, but for the last 2 years, we are again seeing the upward curve, which means we are losing the gains of the past action. And therefore, another message is that this winter has made it very clear that we cannot hide behind the smoke screen of farm fire during winter anymore.
Yep.
You know, even when the levels have come down in the fire incidents, the pollution levels in Delhi have gone up because of its local air pollution. Now, if that's the scenario, we cannot have emergency action and band-aid action as the norm in the city. And therefore, what I would like to highlight is that while we are defining the new agenda, it's very important to understand the current gaps in action. Yes, we want public transport. We want to address the mobility crisis in the city, because even after doing CNG, phasing out old vehicles, restricting truck, BS6, the mobility crisis, the sheer number of vehicles are undoing that game.
True.
At the same time, we cannot say that the congestion can be addressed only with traffic engineering. You really need to re-engineer the public transport system.
Yeah, it has to be a cohesive plan there. You're absolutely right, Anumita Roy Chaudhary.
Osama, if I can just quickly tell you,
yes, please,
that
go ahead.
at the same time, the gaps in the industrial pollution, waste pollution, and use of dirty fuels in households. So even the industry that is using the dirty fuels and technology in the peripheral areas, the waste where MCT is only being able to process just 66% of the waste and not being able to segregate all that is accumulating, getting burnt. So all of these will have to be identified very clearly and not reduce the entire action to only sweeping the roads to control dust.
Absolutely. Shazia Almi, very quick word from you, and I'll then go to Anmol Panwar. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. So I just want to tell you that it's very well taken, ma'am, and I'm sure you are the expert, so you do know much more than all of us. But all the experts are part of this comprehensive plan that is being made. So it will be both comprehensive and cohesive, not one measure, but a multitude of factors which will be working in tandem. I just want to tell the previous advocate Anmol Pawar that, instead of talking big and, giving lectures to others, please quote as to how many times Supreme Court and Delhi High Court have rapped your knuckles and given you a mindful of their own over your absolute insensitivity to the pollution crisis. There are so many judgments and there are so many observations, scathing observations, where Delhi High Court and Supreme Court have lambasted Delhi government which has done nothing for 10 years. So much so that when they were not in power in Punjab, they would attribute it to Punjab and say Captain Amrinder is at fault, who was the then CM. And the same time when they came to power, it all became about Haryana. So instead of, all they've done is politic, rumor mongering and lies. Finally, something is happening. It might not be perfect, but we would like, like the executive director of CSC, Anumita ma'am, and others to come forward, because this is our Delhi, this is our country, this is our world. This is what we give back, and this is a duty, a moral responsibility, not just electoral, to ensure that this is done and not tell lies and do politics over.
Sure. Anmol Panwar, very quick response from you too.
Osama ji, in the last 2 months, in the last 45 days, it has been proved that Bharatiya Janata Party झूठ बोलने में number 1 है, जुमलेबाजी में number 1 है, धोखा देने में number 1 है. Because unfortunately, they are more invested in media optics, creating illusions of action, and only engaging in political theatrics. Because they have not fulfilled the most big promises which they made during the Delhi Assembly elections. And as far as pollution is concerned, Osama ji,
let him complete. Let him complete. Yes, absolutely.
Now they are getting.
No, I've given you time, ma'am. I've given you time. Let him complete, please. Please.
Spoken enough, he's speaking for the third time. So I'm also speaking for the third time. It's all right. So listen, my dear friend, Anmol.
Please, ma'am, rather
this is
than
what you've done 10 years.
Unfortunately, we're running short of time, everyone. All these plans, all these campaigns, all these promises, all of this, it will be put to test when winter comes. And like all Delhiites, I also hope that things get better on the ground. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of this discussion.